Mike Ham is back with us this morning on our Greetings from the Garden State segment here on Jersey Magazine. And Mike, coming up this week, you have found one of the most unique characters I've ever come across. Where on earth did you find John Cozzarelli?
In a brewery someplace. No, John Cozz is, like you said, a super interesting dude. He does some stuff over at Ghost Talk. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it, but he had a movie come out that they premiered at Ghost Talk Brewing over in Clifton. Music, he plays there. He's actually playing there. Well, he played there yesterday at Ghost Talk. So, he, like you said, he's got a lot of things going on. And then the more I learned about him and the more we were kind of running in similar circles, I was like, I got to get this guy on the show. There's just so much that he does that's interesting and like artistic and creative and entrepreneurial and everything. It's really impressive, honestly.
One of the things that he does in this entrepreneurial spirit is Cozz Coffee. And that whole thing, Mike, seemed to come about as an accident.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was basically working in some coffee houses and stuff, pre-COVID, and then COVID happened, and he said basically started a mail order coffee business and was mailing. And I think one of the other unique things about what he did with his brand and everything was he enlisted a lot of his creative friends to create the art for the bags of coffee. So they would design them, send them out. So you're kind of getting like, not only are you supporting a local business, a local entrepreneur coffee company that's, specialty roasted and all that kind of stuff. You're also supporting local artists, in that the bags have that art on there. And it's kind of evolved quite a bit. And it's kind of cool to see, like, where we recorded is kind of his headquarters. It's not really like I guess it's an office sort of, but it's not like you can go there and buy a cup of coffee. But he has his little truck parked out front. He's open there, I think, Tuesdays to Fridays, or excuse me, Tuesdays to Thursdays, and then he's at farmers markets and stuff Fridays and Saturdays and everything. So it's kind of cool to watch the evolution of that business for him.
And he started out going to school for architecture.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, I've had guests on the show, like chefs who were in law school and dropped out, and somebody like John who was at NJIT going to school for architecture. So he's obviously not a dumb guy. He's a smart dude to be going through the architectural program at an NJIT, and then basically to kind of be like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm always interested to kind of see whether it's family or close friends or whatever, are they like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Are you okay? Like, you feeling good? And it's just been really cool. Like, he talked about how, his support system, parents, everything were very supportive. Like, they're just like, okay, if it's not for you, that's fine. Go find something that is. And, he eventually found it.
I think one of the unique things about him, and you just mentioned his family, is both his parents, his mom and dad, have a bit of that entrepreneurial spirit in them as well.
Yeah, I mean, his dad's a podiatrist, I think, and has his own practice. And but he was talking about how they're always, doing stuff like his whole family for his entire life. They were always kind of, DIY, do it yourself. Like, they basically, the first trailer that he had for the coffee company, I think him and his dad basically, they retrofitted an old trailer to kind of make it a little coffee type thing to cart around to farmers markets and everything. So it's very, very DIY, very bootstrap, but very do it yourself. That is DIY. But that's, it's just cool to see the evolution of that. And, I mean, sometimes parents don't really get some of the stuff that us youngins get ourselves into. And it's cool to see ones that support it.
Well, our job as parents is to lead them and then let go.
Yeah,
And that's the
that's
hardest
right.
part is letting go.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, and it's nice when that happens. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have that. I know John is, so it's just cool to see. And I'm glad that things are going well for him.
Now, what kind of music does he do?
Okay, that's hard. That's a hard question to answer. So he's moving more into like a folk version, he told me. But it's like a little rocky, little folk. And talking about a lot of his songs, honestly, talk about stuff in Jersey, which is kind of cool. So his band name is John Cozz and the Wellers. So if you're a Ruts Hut fan, you know what a Weller is. It's just, a Ripper cooked more. So, and, they play live music. They have stuff on Spotify, so you can go listen. And it's just, another one of his creative outlets. It was initially skateboarding. He kind of got bored of that, traveling around the state, and making videos of him skateboarding in random places in like Newark or New Brunswick or wherever, and then kind of got out of that. And he's back into skateboarding a little bit now, but now is in the music world, and just trying to find new ways to express and create. And, me, like, what our show is all about. We just love people like that. And it was a no-brainer when I started talking to him. I'm like, we got to get you on the show. You're too interesting to not.
And that's coming up this week on Greetings from the Garden State. You can check them out online, greetingsfromthegardenstate.com. Mike, thank you very much. Looking forward to this week's show.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.